Oh, hello. We're here with my friend and roommate Jake in our hut. This is the Rainbow Hut in Kanakiki, Hawaii. And we're gonna make a video. Jake is gonna ask me some questions about fruitarianism and some other things. And we haven't really planned it out, so we're playing it by ear.
Hi Bruno.
Hey Jake, how's it going?
Good.
Awesome.
How did you hear about fruitarianism?
About fruitarianism, I think the first time I learned about fruitarianism was on YouTube. I think it was for TED Car videos. That's what I remember, but I'm not sure. It was definitely on YouTube.
And what appealed to you about it?
I think the first thing that I liked about it was that it sounded crazy. It just sounded crazy, and it seemed like it was a good fit for me. I started joking about it. At the time I was just getting into veganism, strict veganism, and I thought, oh, I'll be a fruitarian. And
Making fun of the idea.
Making fun of the idea, and eventually I just said, whoa, this makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, and what are the benefits so far of being a fruitarian?
The benefits of being a fruitarian. It's tricky. It's tricky because I don't know how much is the benefits of being a fruitarian and how much is the benefits of following my passion and following my dream of being a fruitarian. But I definitely feel better today than I felt before I was doing the fruitarian diet. And I wanna say that I feel lighter. I wanna say that I feel healthier. You know, some things I can definitely say for sure. I had a cyst on my eye before going into raw vegan fruitarian diet, and after 3 or 4 months it went away. I had a fatty growth here on my chin, and that went away. You know, it's tricky because I haven't really been exercising a lot. I haven't been running a lot, so I can't really say my running improved or my lifting improved. But things, for example, that I can say, I dropped a lot of behaviors that I was having that were not supporting me in regards to sexual patterns, in regards to drugs and alcohol. I started writing a lot more when I got into the fruitarian diet, which I don't know if it's a response to me not smoking that much weed anymore, or if it's just because it made me smarter.
So
something.
physically you feel lighter.
Yes.
You're experiencing healing benefits.
Yeah.
And behavioral, you're more productive.
More productive. Absolutely.
Cool.
Yeah. And again, I don't know if that's because I stopped smoking a lot, weed, or if it's because the fruit is making me more healthy.
Do you feel any different spiritually?
I feel more I feel more in alignment with my truth and my passion and what feels right for me. And I've have felt like this before, following other passions, like following yoga practices. But fruitarianism definitely makes me feel like I'm in the right path. Like this is the right thing for me to do. And in terms of like spirituality and my being, it feels like this is closer to the core of who I am than maybe going out and drinking in Vegas or something like that.
More fulfilling.
More fulfilling.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay. Describe your fruitarian transition.
Good question. I was born in Argentina, born and raised, ate animal products like crazy for the first 20-25 years of my life. Tons of meat, tons of ice cream, milk by the gallons on a daily basis.
Gallon of milk a day.
Yeah, I'm sure that there were days I drank a whole gallon of milk. I would say for sure at least a liter of milk
Okay.
on a daily basis for long periods of my life when I was a kid. Yeah.
Okay.
Pints of ice cream, buying those big pints or whatever size, like half a liter or whatever of ice cream, and just devouring those. So yeah.
Lots of dairy.
Lots of dairy, lots of meat, definitely animal products until I was 25. Then I got into yoga and I started looking into vegetarianism, and I stopped eating red meat, and then I stopped eating chicken, and then I stopped eating fish, and then I started eating them again, and then I would stop, and it was just kind of like a back and forth with it. Then I got into the whole raw vegan thing, and the whole thing about juicing for a little bit. It was kind of like a little pocket of time when I got into that. It didn't last long. I think it was maybe 2 weeks that I tried it. Then I moved into a vegetarian house where we were not allowed to have any meat. And I tried doing that and it didn't work. I was getting cravings for meat, so I would sneak meat into the house and then sneak a burger or some Whole Foods, pre-cooked flesh, and that happened for a while. And then I moved to Boulder, and in Boulder I got back into eating whatever I wanted. It was just kind of like a new place, and after being in Boulder for about 3 months, I started looking into a lot of vegan videos and got really passionate about veganism. I probably spent hundreds of hours within a single month just looking at veganism, and then one day I said, okay, that's it. I'm transitioning, and I transitioned fully. After that day, which was about 9 months ago, I only had one burger once. And I may have had some milk in some pre-prepared dish at some like buffet or something that I didn't really care or didn't forget to ask if it had any. But it's been very strict vegan.
Pretty cold turkey.
Yeah, I mean I wouldn't say
cold tofurkey.
Cold toe. Yeah, I did it. It took me about a month, and then one day I just switched and never really looked back.
Cool.
And then about two months after that, I started to look into raw veganism, and then fruitarianism right away. And then I said, okay, I'm gonna be fruitarian. And I tried, this was about 6 months ago. I started to try to be fruitarian, and I was struggling with eating only fruit. So the raw vegan thing was gonna like assisting me in the process of becoming fruitarian.
Veggies and greens.
Yeah, and and even there, I was still going back to cooked foods once in a while, or having like a whole week of falling apart and eating cooked food. I did have a pizza once, 2 slices of pizza with cheese.
While trying to be fruitarian.
While trying to be fruitarian, because I was getting this massive rash, and I went through a really bad couple months detoxing, and but I had the pizza, and then again I never really had anything else. Now it's been almost 3 months fully raw. I complain on my blogs that I'm eating greens, I'm eating spices, but it's such a tiny amount. I mean, yesterday I had papayas, bananas, oranges, avocados, and I think I had 3 leaves of color, in that little spice, and I was like, oh, I'm not a fruitarian because I had some freaking leafy greens.
You kicked out.
So very demanding and high goals, high standards. Yeah.
When was the last time you ate anything cooked? You said 3 months ago?
Almost 3 months ago. It was December 3rd or 4th. We went to Hilo with Matt, and he said, hey, I saw him eating a bag of chips at the store, and I said,
casually.
I like those chips. He's eating chips. Why shouldn't I eat chips? And then I had some chocolate, and then we had some soup, and it was the worst day I had since I've been in Hawaii. Okay. I felt really shitty.
It was right after you got here, right?
3 days after I was here.
Yeah.
It was bad, lame.
And what happened the next day?
I thought about leaving. I was like, I shouldn't be here. This is not the right place for me. I was upset. My mind was running. I was really uncomfortable, just getting to Hawaii. It was hot. It was humid. Mosquitoes were eating me alive. I wasn't fully feeling the community, and but I went on a walk with Barbara, one of the owners here at Kanakiki, and we talked, and she told me, stick to the fruitarians, stick to the raw vegans here, people that only eat raw, and I started hanging out with with Sam and with Ray, and after that it was easy.
Mm-hmm.
It was really easy. I haven't really had any I've had thoughts about eating cooked food, especially about my dad, you know, and going back to Denver and hanging out with my dad and eating cooked food with my dad. But I don't get a craving like I need to eat cooked. Just more like
a temptation almost.
Yeah, it's more like a thought. Like I wonder if I would eat cooked food again.
Yeah. Okay, so why bodybuilding?
I always had this like desire to have like strong musculature and a six-pack, and I've been wanting to get a six-pack since I was 12 or something like that. It never happened, and who knows if it will ever happen. But yeah, I always been like athlete oriented. I always liked sports. I wasn't really good at them when I was a little kid, but I got better when I was in high school, and then I was really into it, and I've done pretty much all sorts of different sports, and I still have that goal of, you know, looking in the mirror and feeling like, oh, I'm strong and ripped. And the Fruitarian bodybuilder thing was because I wanted to make a website about my Fruitarian experience, because I was learning so much and I wanted to share, and I took it very seriously, and I did research about what are the things that people are looking at or searching for on Google about Fruitarian and Fruitarianism, and Fruitarian bodybuilder was one of the biggest things people were looking for. So I said, okay, I'll make a website called fruitarianbodybuilder.com.
Filling the niche.
Yeah, fill the niche, you know, pursue that, and then within that I can talk about recipes and meal plans and diet plans and other things that people are interested about that can fall within the Fruitarian bodybuilding program. So it was more of like a business decision more than like a true passion of mine.
Okay.
That's why it's so much of a struggle for me to like be a Fruitarian bodybuilder, because you know I want to look good, but at the same time I don't really care that much. You know, about having like an impressive physique. I care more about singing and writing, you know, and spending time with friends and talking instead of going to the gym and pumping iron all day, or doing calisthenics or parkour or running. You know, those things I've done a lot in the past, but right now I'm not super interested. So it's still good though. It challenges and forces me to do my yoga practice and my qigong and stuff.
Okay.
Good question. I like that one. Why bodybuilder?
So what's the pros and cons of being a raw vegan or a fruitarian bodybuilder versus like traditional bodybuilding? Like what gives you an advantage, or what sets you back?
For being a fruitarian?
For being a fruitarian trying to bodybuild.
A fruitarian bodybuilder, pros and cons. Well, gee, I can't really answer that. I'm gonna answer it honestly. But I don't really feel that I have a lot of information, because I was never able to build an impressive physique regardless of my diet.
Okay.
So whether I would eat paleo or vegan or high carb vegan or low carb vegan, I never really got any results that I wanted. So I can only tell you by the research that I've done and what makes sense to me in terms of being an athlete or a bodybuilder on fruit versus on any other type of diet. And to me, fruitarianism, the fruitarian diet, and just high fruit diets are better because our bodies run on carbohydrates. Carbohydrates are the energy. We don't need as much protein as I used to think, or as most people think. And I think just overall eating fruit is just healthier, and healthier means better in terms of athleticism and bodybuilding. And the whole bodybuilding industry is filled with supplements and eat tons of meat and animal products, and I mean, and steroids, you know, and just hormone abuse and all this stuff. And yeah, you can look at magazines and people looking massively huge, just unnatural, you know. And to me, the natural thing is more important. I'd rather be lean, strong, capable of climbing a tree or doing push-ups or swimming in the ocean or running, than being huge and not being able to like scratch my back because my muscles are so big. And I think that if in terms of getting big, fruitarianism is not gonna help you get massive. It's just not gonna do it because, you know, it's all high water content fruit, and you know, there's not gonna be a lot of fat. Like I've been fruitarian for almost 6 months now, or aspiring fruitarian. Like I'm not fat. Obviously, fruit doesn't necessarily make people fat, and so I'm not really answering your question very well.
You're saying that it'll help you like perform better with like daily activities with like relevant things that's actually gonna like benefit your life, but you maybe can't lift 500 pounds over your head.
That's the theory, but at the same time, I look at 99% of the athletes in the world. They're all eating animal products, and they can jump and run and lift way more than I can. And I don't know if it's because of their diet or because they have been training for so many years. You know, I don't know, some like NBA superstars eat junk food regularly, you know, and they still can do amazing things and they look great. And I think the challenge is that there's just not that many fruitarian athletes, so we don't really have anything to compare them with. But if you took half of the athletic population and kept them on their diet, and took another half of them and said, okay, start eating high fruit, and we could do like a true scientific experiment, I think we would at least be able to show that those people eating fruit are not gonna like become obese, they're not gonna get diabetes, they're not gonna get, you know, pancreatic cancer. They're just probably gonna keep doing what they're doing just as well, maybe a little bit less while they're in transition, or maybe way better. I would think probably eventually would. Although, you know, like heavy, you know, sumo wrestlers, like fruitarian sumo wrestlers are probably gonna have a really rough time winning championships, you know. But I think in terms of runners, for example, like runners want to be lean, they want to be fast, they want to have like very clean vessels for the blood to move quickly, and you know, just, you know, definitely I think that for some sports definitely it will be way better to be a fruitarian. For bodybuilding, getting strong, I think we can get really strong on fruit, but if in terms of volume, probably can't really get a lot of volume. But I don't know, I mean, this is why I want to do this. This is why I want to do this fruitarian bodybuilding project and experiment and invite other people to do it, because I want to say, hey, look, I was a skinny guy, I stick to the fruit, and I got ripped. I didn't get fat, and I got big, and my muscles got bigger. Like if I can build muscle on fruit by doing an hour a day of the gym, why wouldn't a professional bodybuilder that goes 4 hours a day to the gym and is doing the right things for many years get really big on fruit?
Do you find it hard to get enough calories being super active?
I don't find it hard to eat a lot of calories if I have enough calories laying around in my house, you know. If I go to the grocery or I go to the market and I buy tons of bananas and oranges and apples and dates and stuff, and it's there, I'll eat it. It's not really hard to get 3,000 calories on fruit. Just, you know, just have to eat. And bodybuilders that eat an omnivorous diet, they also have to be strict, you know, they have to force themselves to eat, because otherwise they forget. I think the tricky thing with fruitarian diets is that I feel better when I eat high water content fruits, and they fill me up faster, so it's harder to eat more of them, which is hard to get the calories. And then the challenge that I have personally is that, to me, bodybuilding is not really that important. And there's other things that I like to pursue and other ideas that I'm interested about, like not eating any food at all and being a breatharian, or living off water, and sometimes I get caught up on those pursuits, and I'll go a whole day eating just 5 bananas or 5 papayas because I want to see, oh, you know, how many days can I go without eating any food or eating very little food. So I have several different pursuits that I'm following simultaneously, and sometimes they're contradictory. But if I stick to it and I buy the fruit and I eat the fruit in the morning, in the afternoon, and the evening, no, it's not. I could eat. Michael Arnstein was eating like, I think he said 6,000 calories when he was training as a runner. He would eat like tons of stuff. Like, I'm sure it's possible. Just have to find the time and do it right.
Cool. All right, I think that's all I got for you.
Cool.
Thanks,
Super.
Bruno.
Thanks, Jake. This is Jake, and this is our video. I hope you liked it. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe.